I mean, dang, Floyd Money Mayweather. Man, wow, y'all around here getting Rolexes, not paying for them. Man, y'all got stacks of money, owing jewelers money.
Was there of being the accountant for Floyd Mayweather for a number of years. Just residences making 100, 200 grand here or there, $50,000 not going to affect. But for those large investors, obviously that's becoming very concerning, because if you've got a building, big mall or something else, it could be worth $100 million. All of a sudden you've got a $10 million profit on there that's now going to be taxed at 37 or 40 versus 20 to 24. Huge difference. So that's the biggest one people are keeping their eye on.
In a startling development that has sent shockwaves through both sports and financial circles, Floyd Mayweather's personal accountant has unveiled troubling details regarding the boxing superstar's finances. According to this insider, Mayweather is reportedly facing an overwhelming debt of $500 million despite his reputation for extraordinary wealth. Long known for his lavish spending on private jets, luxury vehicles, and sprawling estates, Mayweather's public image of affluence is now being seriously questioned. As these revelations come to light, fans and analysts alike are left asking how one of the highest-earning athletes in history could find himself in such deep financial trouble, and, if more startling, truths about his empire will soon be exposed.
Doing there.
Money Mayweather. That's awesome. So you mentioned said not to get in their lives. I have to tell this. I remember as I think I was a teenager. Yeah, I was going to college. I didn't go all the way through, but the criminal justice teacher told us when you do your taxes, if you're dealing drugs, that you should end up putting your salesperson. I don't know about that firsthand, but I just remember
that's how it's classified.
He specifically said, and he kind of looked at everybody, he's like, for those of you guys, it's a salesperson. And I was like, all right, but no, man, I got to ask. So, Money Mayweather, what was that like? Just
Absolutely great experience. Had a great time doing his work. Problem is as the manager goes, so does the CPA. So when he changed managers, we ended up getting kicked to the curb.
Dave Hall, Mayweather's accountant, points to excessive spending and poor investment choices as the primary causes of the boxer's financial decline. Even though Mayweather earned hundreds of millions from his fights and business ventures, his love for opulence, owning multiple properties and a collection of luxury cars, quickly drained his resources. To make matters worse, many of his investments were made without proper financial guidance and ended up failing, deepening his financial challenges even further.
Okay, so Money Mayweather's jabbed by the IRS here. What happened? Well, he took a large S-corp deduction for legal expense. The merits of that didn't even matter because he missed his appeal deadline of the denial. His accountants and lawyers screwed up, so the tax court said, hey, you were too late appealing this. You gotta pay us back all the tax plus penalties plus interest. Moral of the story, pay attention to the deadlines on the IRS letters. Really sad they didn't do it in this case, with considering the armies of lawyers and accountants he has. So pay attention, hit your deadlines on audit, otherwise you're gonna lose the appeal.
But he said the only thing I have to have as a billionaire, I gotta have a private jet. He was like, that's the best. He said that's the best main thing.
That's not what Warren Buffett got, a private jet. So me and Warren Buffett is sitting down like this in a dressing room one time, right before one of my fights, and I'm talking to him. I'm talking to him we talking about jets. I'm talking about my jet. At that particular time, I think I had 2 jets at that time. The next thing you know, this man tell me he got, I think, 540 jets. You gotta think he owned net jets, if I'm not mistaken. So he had like 500 and some jets. So he really showing out.
Yeah.
So, but it's just that when you've been living this life for so long, I think it's normal, but when people go on social media, they post, when I post, they get mad.
Paul shared that while Floyd Mayweather appeared confident and unstoppable in the ring, he was quietly wrestling with personal challenges away from the spotlight. Behind his wealth, fame, and undefeated record, Mayweather faced emotional difficulties that remain hidden from the public eye. These personal struggles reveal the immense pressure and loneliness that often accompany extreme success. Despite his tough exterior, Mayweather dealt with inner battles, proof that even world-renowned athletes are not immune to emotional hardship.
But something that many people, it's public knowledge, not sharing anything that's not out there, but something many people don't realize is he suffered a lot through his life with depression, something that he's struggled with mentally. And with that, we saw some of the progress and growth that he went through, some of the struggles that he was facing, and to have a lot of respect for someone that goes out there and pushes it every day and tries to be a better person.
Yeah, I got. Did he have the $20,000 in sides at the restaurant, Wolf of Wall Street? Are they cure cancer?
Steve Marano, a former associate of Mayweather, offered critical insight into how the boxer's vast earnings may have dwindled. Though Mayweather reportedly earned over $1 billion during his career, Marano notes that his high-spending lifestyle could rapidly eat away at even the largest fortune. He explains that when someone earns millions, they may not realize how quickly money can vanish due to hefty monthly expenses, taxes, and financial commitments. For example, someone bringing in $3 million annually might still struggle financially if they're spending $100, 0 or more every month, leaving little room for savings.
Floyd Mayweather is the most successful boxer in history with a 50-0 record, and one of the wealthiest athletes of all time with $1 billion in earnings. But I bet you didn't know, it all started with a $750,000 bet on himself. Here's the wild story. In 2006, Floyd Mayweather was 10 years into his boxing career and earning over $5 million per fight. At the time, Mayweather was signed to Bob Arum's Top Rank Boxing promotion, a partnership which saw Arum get 25% of Mayweather's fight purse. But Mayweather wanted more, and in 2006, he turned down $8 million to fight Antonio Margarita and said he deserved $20 million to fight Oscar De La Hoya. Arum wasn't happy and wouldn't pay up, so Mayweather paid the $750,000 exit fee in his contract to leave Top Rank. Mayweather then went on to promote his own fights, earning a percentage of every ticket, hot dog, and beer sold at the event, and most importantly, all pay-per-views sold. And just 1 year later in 2007, after leaving Top Rank, Mayweather made $25 million for his win against Oscar De La Hoya. Now that's what happens when you bet on yourself.
In Mayweather's situation, monthly expenses could run into the millions, combined with tax obligations and the upkeep of multiple luxury assets. His fortune could diminish faster than expected. Marano warns that despite Mayweather's immense wealth, consistently high expenditures without solid financial planning can jeopardize even a billionaire's stability, particularly when unexpected legal or business issues come into play.
But he said the only thing I have to have as a billionaire, I gotta have a private jet. He was like, that's the best. He said that's the best main thing.
That's not what Warren Buffett got, a private jet. So me and Warren Buffett is sitting down like this in the dressing room one time, right before one of my fights, and I'm talking to him. You know, we talking about jets. I'm talking about my jets. At that particular time, I think I had 2 jets at that time. The next thing you know, this man tell me he got, I think, 540 jets. You gotta think he owned net jets, if I'm not mistaken. So he had like 500 and some jets. So he really showing out.
Yeah.
So, but you know, it's just that when you've been living this life for so long, I think it's normal, you know. But you know, when people go on social media, they post, when I post, they get mad.
In a recent conversation, Steve Marano discussed Mayweather's prolonged stay in Dubai, offering fresh context about the boxer's activities. According to Marano, Mayweather's time in the UAE was linked to a major gold mining business initiative. This sheds new light on earlier claims by Dravona Davis, who suggested Mayweather was stuck in Dubai due to unpaid debts. Marano insisted that the Dubai stay was a calculated business decision, not a reflection of financial turmoil. Asterisk.
Floyd in a minute. But, you know, I'm tight with his right-hand man. It's my man, S-Mac. I knew S-Mac for 25 years. I tried to call him and figure out what was good with it. He didn't get back to me yet. And I'm sure even if he did get back, he probably don't want to speak on it. Look, they got him over there. That's obvious. We know you've been there a month or whatever, and they say it's over some money. So Floyd got money, so he just better hope they don't take it legal. They saying that he owes some people money out there for a transaction that didn't go through, and he's supposed to get back that money. But out there it's different. The rules is different. It ain't like here where you got a civil court. So I don't know the rules. I don't know the regulations. So
Steve Marano noted that although Floyd Mayweather has not been officially incarcerated, his current status in Dubai raises serious concerns. According to reports, authorities have reportedly confiscated Mayweather's passport, effectively preventing him from leaving the country freely. While he may not be in a jail cell, This travel restriction functions as a form of detainment, keeping him grounded until a financial dispute is resolved. Interestingly, despite the gravity of the situation, Mayweather is said to be residing in a luxurious 6-star hotel and living quite comfortably. Still, the core issue remains unresolved. Being unable to exit the country at will reflects a troubling legal entanglement.
That out there, they got Floyd Mayweather, like,
Well, I didn't say kidnap, but you know, you got your passport taken. You can't come and leave when you want to go, but he ain't in jail, so
okay.
He's out in a 6-star hotel being Floyd, so I guess it ain't that bad, but we'll see. We're gonna watch and see like everybody else.
That's crazy. I mean, when you think of Money Mayweather, you thinking like Floyd may have like $1 billion or something.
He did. He made $1 billion plus. Floyd made a lot of money. And I don't really know Floyd's business, so I'm not going to speak on Floyd's business, but Floyd's very, very, as we all the world know.
Steve Marano's claims about Mayweather's financial recklessness appear consistent with the boxer's recent indulgent purchases. For example, Mayweather celebrated his 48th birthday by buying a custom-designed 145-carat diamond-encrusted watch valued at £1.4 million from Pristine Jewelers. In New York's Diamond District, the extravagant timepiece showcases his ongoing attraction to wealth and status symbols. Such over-the-top spending has raised eyebrows, especially after an old video resurfaced of Mayweather carrying $1 million in cash and sporting an $84,500 watch, sparking renewed concerns about whether his spending habits are sustainable.
How much is it?
$1.8 million.
$1.8 million watch.
$1.8 million, dude?
You're the first to see it.
That's insane. That
1.8 is high. 18 life.
happy birthday, champ.
That's how we doing.
That is sick, dude.
But
Wow.
you gotta show them what it say, man.
Money green.
Hold on. This watch was made specifically for the champ, Floyd Money Mayweather. 101 piece. Oh, it's
One of one.
Money team.
Can we see it on him?
Yes, sir.
That one of one.
$1.8 million.
It's a one of one. I love that.
Having fun, living life, making power moves every day. As you guys can see my plaque right here for my buildings. Check it out. Truly blessed, hustling hard, making power moves. That's what I do. I always got to treat myself. A little gift. Well, you guys seen this Himalaya, and this is what we do. Dior, another one. Money May, and you guys know the rest.
Amid flaunting his luxurious lifestyle, Mayweather is now facing a $4 million lawsuit from Leonard Solomonov, a Miami-based jeweler and owner of Lenzo & Company. The complaint, filed in August 2024, accuses Mayweather and his brand, the money team TMT, of fraudulently acquiring high-end jewelry without settling full payments. Rapper Tyga was also named in the lawsuit for allegedly failing to pay for a Rolex watch. Solomonov claims he met Mayweather in June 2021 at the Fontainebleau, Miami Beach, where he sold him various luxury items including Richard Mille, Patek Philippe, and Rolex watches, along with diamond rings and necklaces. He says he only received $167 into partial payments and was pressured to hand over his phone during meetings for secrecy. Despite verbal assurances, the remaining balance was never paid.
Miami-based jeweler claims retired world championship boxer Floyd Mayweather Jr. owes him nearly $4 million for high-end watches and diamond jewelry he purchased back in 2021, according to a new federal lawsuit. Suing Mayweather and his company, the money team TMT, for violations of the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organization Act, RICO, along with counts of fraud, civil conspiracy, breach of contract, unjust enrichment, and civil theft, among other allegations. Meaning y'all stole my shit. Got it. The suit, which was filed in Miami Herald Court on August 23rd, also names rapper Tyga, real name Michael Ray Stevenson, for allegedly failing to pay for a Rolex. This action arises out of a pattern of predatory, unfair, improper, fraudulent, and unscrupulous practices through which defendants use the plaintiff's reputation, business, and inventory to systemically steal and convert the plaintiff's watches and jewelry to their own without paying the full and fair.
The lawsuit accuses Mayweather and his associates of breaching multiple laws, including the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations RICO Act, and charges them with fraud, civil conspiracy, breach of contract, civil theft, and unjust enrichment. Solomonov is pursuing millions in damages, plus accrued interest, and legal fees. So far, Mayweather has not addressed the claims publicly. Meanwhile, Mayweather has made bold declarations about his real estate ventures, stating he purchased 1,000 units across 60 buildings in New York. However, property records contradict his claims. There's no evidence of ownership transfers, and the NYC Housing Partnership reports being unaware of any such transactions.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. I mean, we all know him, the tremendous, talented boxer, but people don't realize how smart he is in business, especially real estate. He just did a blockbuster deal, forget about it. Upper Manhattan, 1,000 units, consisting of 60 buildings, affordable housing, $402 million purchase price. The seller, Black Spruce Management. This is going to be a monster huge deal. Already a very big portion of it already closed. The remaining portion should be closing the beginning of 2025. This is a guy who believes in long-term wealth, generational wealth. He's heavily involved in skyscrapers. Now he's getting very, very big in affordable housing in Upper Manhattan. Tremendous deal. $402 million. Once again, 1,000 units, 60 buildings. Forget about it, Maron. That's what I'm talking about. That's smart. That's generational wealth, in my opinion. Not financial advice, not a financial planner, but very, very impressed. Floyd Mayweather Jr., not too shabby. V for victory.
Attempts to verify Mayweather's real estate claims only led to further uncertainty. Reporters contacted a representative from one of his companies, who insisted the deals were real, but declined to speak on the record. During the call, a man identifying himself as James McNair joined in, but his voice did not match previous audio samples of McNair, casting doubt on the authenticity of the communication. These inconsistencies have only intensified skepticism surrounding Mayweather's alleged property acquisitions.
What's the point of buying 62 buildings? You buy a couple.
No, 62 units, I think, right?
No, 62 units could be one building.
Yeah, it could be.
They got buildings with 90 units and 100 and some units.
He has 62 multifamily units. That's what it says. So that's 62 buildings. Like you just said, it's probably 62
think
buildings.
About it. If he has that, some of the buildings might not be in the best condition.
Right.
So knock it down and build, or if they're side by side, knock both of them down. Don't renew rents. Let them move out and then build a skyscraper.
Right. Or if he makes commercial properties out of some of those.
That's what I'm saying.
Sports analysts, including Shannon Sharp, have openly criticized Mayweather's ongoing pursuit of money through frequent exhibition boxing matches. Sharp argues that these events prioritize spectacle and profit over competitive integrity, suggesting they are staged more for entertainment than for true athletic performance.
I'm sure he could be 60 years of age and people would still pay per view to watch him box.
And so the lure is still there.
Yeah.
They want to see Floyd get beat, even if it's somebody that's not a name that we are. Man, a YouTuber did something that a world champion couldn't do.
Yeah. Didn't?
Yes.
No.
But I saw Floyd Mayweather get knocked down.
But at what point does Floyd have enough money not to stoop to do these exhibitions? But at some point, there is athletic dignity attached to 50 and 0, and that's the allure of this.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of, okay?
And the people that they're putting him in there with can't put him in harm's way.
No,
so he doesn't see I just, like you said, I watched this ruckus on Twitter. I was like,
what?
Like, oh my goodness.
Okay.
It definitely was like WWE.
Sharp further claims that Mayweather's exhibition fights resemble choreographed shows similar to professional wrestling, drawing viewers who hope to see him lose rather than appreciate the sport. He believes such events damage boxing's credibility and undermine Mayweather's legacy, which was built on technical skill and an undefeated record. Referencing Mayweather's exhibition against Logan Paul, Sharp said the match lacked the dignity expected of a boxing icon and accused Mayweather of shamelessly chasing paychecks at the expense of his reputation.
Get back?
Yep.
Does this man have no shame?
No.
Is he not easy money Mayweather now?
Get that money.
Yeah. Get that money.
He'll pick up either 15, 20 mil.
He was a highly respected champion.
Still
He
is.
dominated the sport.
Yes.
Greatest defensive fighter ever. And you're going to stoop to this?
Yep.
It's not even the right Paul. It's not Jake Paul. It's the older
we get
brother.
the brother. We get the brother.
He's
there.
easier.
Look, I was like, I started with the moment Nate Robinson hit that canvas face first.
Yeah.
I'm like, who can we nominate as an athlete to get our get back? I looked at James Johnson.
Okay, but it's not Jake. It's the older brother.
I want somebody.
Somebody?
Brandon Marshall. Our first thing first, Brandon Marshall. But I'm gonna tell you who good with their hands, and you might not know. Curtis Martin.
So what?
And we want our get back. That's what. So what?
So you want Curtis Martin to fight Jake Paul?
I
now?
wanted to fight something. We gonna get our get back. Y'all not finna have bragging
Well,
rights.
this isn't even a fight. This is an exhibition.
No, I know what happens.
How low can you
go?
go?
I know you over there. You're like, yeah, we got him. You know, no. We go get our get back. This for the culture. We gotta represent. Money, represent.
Represent?
Yep. Lump him up.
You represented against Conor McGregor, and it was a worthy fight.
That's
It
okay,
was
we'll
actually a battle.
We gonna lump him up. Yeah, we gonna lump him up.